So I think it's fair to say that we all enjoy monthly dividend paying stocks, right? Okay, that's good because that's obviously the subject of this video, specifically for monthly dividend paying ETFs that I can hopefully persuade you into at least putting on your waiting list for this month. Let's begin. What's going on, guys? My name is Darren Jackson. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday so far, or in my case, Saturday, or I guess depending on whenever you're watching it. It's weird how time works. Anyway, it's a new month. It's July. Hopefully we're filled with more positive news and more negative pandemic results. And hopefully this video can be of a little bit of positivity onto your day, because today we're going to be talking about dividend stocks that you may have not heard of, or at least I haven't talked about yet. So now, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, and that means you were interested in my goofy looking face on a really bright background, always pointing out the words of the subject like a weirdo, then I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the video. And if you are a regular to this channel, then you probably know that I love dividend stocks. I love stocks that pay me dividends, especially when they're monthly. And you may also know that I have a little special place in my heart for ETFs. I'm sure it's safe to say that the majority of us that are long-term growth and dividend investors all have the same goal, which is to be able to build a stock portfolio that pays us true passive income and gives us the ability to use that income to do things such as pay our monthly bills, reinvest right back into our stock portfolio to get more passive income, or even splurge, because hell, it's our money and we deserve it. So of course, I love monthly dividend stocks. But also, guys, I would consider myself still a slight novice into dividend investing. But for all the beginners out there, you may not like doing the research or may not even know where to start. So imagine if you had to come up with a stock portfolio of 50 of the highest dividend paying stocks in the S&P 500, but at the same time, they have to be the lowest volatile stocks. You could do the research and hopefully get it right, but it'll probably take you a long period of time. You'll be extremely stressed out. Or you can invest in one share of SPHD, which is a stock ETF that I absolutely love and I keep talking about, and I will always keep talking about it because I enjoy it so much. So with ETFs, you're not only reducing your research time, but you're limiting the volatility. You're going from a potential stock portfolio of crazy traffic and high intensity where one mistake could just fail everything, to just a smooth sailing stock portfolio where even one stock that goes out of whack won't affect your overall balance, or at least it should. So that's why I absolutely love the combination of monthly dividend paying stocks that are also ETFs. So that is specifically what we're gonna be talking about in this video. And sorry, I'm gonna get off my soapbox right now. We're gonna go get to the main subject. So for this video breakdown, of course, we're gonna be talking about 4 monthly dividend stocks. And I know I went on a huge tangent about ETFs. 3 of these stocks are ETFs. One of them isn't, it's a rate, but they're all monthly dividend paying stocks, so don't worry. And of course, I wanna persuade you guys to at least add these stocks to your wait list. So we're gonna go over things such as the details of the stock. If it is an ETF, we're gonna go over what types of stocks are in the ETF or what sector it covers. Obviously, we're gonna clear the price per share of this stock currently as of Saturday, the dividend yield, and what type of growth, if any, for the dividend yield and the current price per share. And then maybe at the end of the video, if you stick around, I'll give my opinion on what my favorite one is. So let's get started. So before we get started, here's a disclaimer, because I think it's safe for me to do that. This is obviously for entertainment purposes. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. This is just knowledge that I've gained to hopefully entertain you guys. Make sure you do your research. And if you have to get with a financial advisor before you invest in any stocks, then definitely do that. It's better to be safe than sorry. So with that being said, guys, the very first monthly dividend ETF that we're gonna be covering is a stock called the Global X NASDAQ 100 covered call ETF, ticker symbol QYLD. Honestly, guys, I almost made this entire video specifically about this stock. It's been talked about a lot by my peers. There's a lot of information about this stock, but I promise you I'm going to try to cover this one as quickly and as efficiently as I possibly can. So this stock tracks the index holding of the NASDAQ 100, or the 100 NASDAQ. And what 100 NASDAQ tracks specifically is from the NASDAQ index. It actually tracks the 100 top market cap companies, so the most profitable companies in North America. And conveniently, the top 10 primarily is weighed from the technology sector. So you're looking at companies such as Apple, Tesla, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and a plethora of other companies. And a lot of you may have noticed the phrase covered call in that title, and you may have thought of options trading. And I know, guys, I don't cover options trading. That's something I still learn. Definitely consider looking at a YouTuber like Galen Mast. He knows a lot about options trading, so I'll leave the link to his channel below. But yes, it is options trading, essentially. So what this company does is that it buys all the equities from the NASDAQ 100, then sells an option to a counterparty that expires for a month. Once they do that, they collect the premium and they disperse part of that income to the shareholders, yes, the dividends, and they do it again. So that is actually pretty cool. I've never heard of an ETF that resembles options trading. So in a sense, you're doing options trading without having the pressure of being able to afford 100 shares of a specific stock and understand what calling and putting and other things like that are, in hopes that you don't lose money and that you get a premium. You could just invest in this stock. Now, the current price of this stock, again, as of Saturday, is about $21.42 a share, and it doesn't really move a lot. Now, yes, it is higher than what it was from its initial IPO, or at least how far back Robinhood goes, by almost 5%. And yes, at one point it was almost 18%, but it was about $20 when it was open, and it's about $20 now. So that can be a good thing or a bad thing, but this is definitely more of a dividend grab. Speaking of which, the current dividend yield is almost 11%. It's about 10.95%. So you're looking at $2.33 a year, or about 20 cents a month. So considering the price of it and how much you're getting, that's not so bad. So definitely an ETF monthly dividend stock that you want to consider. The next monthly dividend stock we're covering is also an ETF. It is called the Global X Super Income Preferred ETF. I think I deserve like a like for remembering these two so far. This company takes the top preferred shares with the highest dividend yield, and just to make this simple, preferred shares are essentially a culmination of different shares of stock, of different categories to be specific. In this case, it's a combination of bonds and stocks. Now, the current price of this stock is about $10.62, and it currently has a 6.47% dividend yield, so you're looking at, I believe, 5 cents a month. And that's been pretty steady since March of 2019, which is a good thing. And 5 cents may not sound a lot from the surface, but considering how much you have to pay just to get 5 cents a month and only $10, it's not that bad. Considering the amount of the stock, it does seem a little, well, it's not necessarily unstable, but before February, before this huge pandemic hit, it was at almost $12 a share. So it has taken a nice drop, and it is possible that it'll go back up. But again, this is more than likely a monthly dividend grab, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that, at least in my opinion. Again, you gotta do your own research, but this is another company I'm definitely considering investing in myself. All right, so let's get off this ETF train as much as I enjoy it, and we'll talk about our third monthly dividend stock, which is actually a rate, and it's called AGNC Investment, ticker symbol AGNC. Definitely wins my award for most clever ticker symbol. This company invests in agency residential mortgage-backed securities on a leverage basis. Honestly, guys, if you can elaborate that more and dumb it down a bit, please leave a comment below, but it's a rate, probably has to do a lot with tenants and residential homes and stuff like that. It currently has a share price of $12.50 a share, followed by a dividend yield of about 14.2%, which is fairly high. So you're looking at about 12 cents per month in dividends for a stock that's only about $12 a share, which is kind of the bad part, because before, again, this huge pandemic hit, this stock was worth almost $20 a month. But I'm pretty confident that the issues that the pandemic caused definitely hit mortgages and residential areas in a negative fashion, which is probably why this and maybe a few other rates have dropped. So it's still providing dividends, even though the dividends from this company were 16 cents back in April on a monthly basis and have dropped since then. But I'm sure they're just dropping to just stay in business and make sure that, you know, nothing worse happens. So I would definitely keep a lookout for that stock. So now we can get back onto this ETF train. And with that being said, the fourth and final monthly dividend paying stock that we are going to talk about is the PowerShares High Yield Equity Dividend Achievers Portfolio ETF, ticker symbol PEY, as in PEY. So PEY tracks a yield weighted index of US companies that have increased their dividend yield consecutively by 10 years. Consecutively, that's that's amazing, because again, as I made my soapbox earlier today, I talked about loving monthly dividend paying stocks. And not only that, but if the dividends increase, that's a bonus on my check for passive income, doing absolutely nothing. So that's really awesome. Now the current price of PEY is at about $14 a share with about a 5.6% dividend yield, which is going to pay you 72 cents a year per share, or about 6 cents a month. Again, with a combination of how much the stock actually is, that's not so bad. But considering the price of the stock, yes, just like the last two, it did take a dive around February. It was currently at about $19 a share. But again, considering what it tracks, that makes me very attracted to the company out the gate. So that's definitely yet another company I'm going to invest in this month. But now to speak freely about what my favorite stock out of these four are at this point. Honestly, it'll probably be the Global X NASDAQ 100 cover call ETF, ticker symbol QYLD. This stock is really interesting in the sense that it makes its funds to disperse back onto shareholders such as myself by covered calls. It's options trading without the actual options trading, but the stability of this company is something that I'm very interested in. It has increased since its IPO, but barely. And the way I see it, as far as the fluctuation of its price not really going anywhere at the end of the day, I know that has a lot to do with the aspects of the options trading portion of it, which I can definitely go into more detail on a later video, which I might, so definitely keep a lookout in the near future. I do like its stability. So I have a feeling that when it's all said and done, knowing that I'm a long-term dividend investor, years from now when I decide to sell my shares from the stock, whether it's a gain or a loss, it's probably not going to budge by much. Maybe it is, but not that hard in comparison to other stocks such as, Tesla, which blew up in the past couple of months, let alone the past year or so. But what's most exciting for me is how much I'm getting paid in monthly dividends, whether that number stays the same or increases. It's consistent, and for the price, 21 cents a month is a steal for a $21 share. So I think I like that company so far, but it does remind me of another ETF that I love so much. Again, maybe a future video, so keep that in mind, guys. Speaking of future videos, make sure you check out some of these other videos that I've made. I have another monthly dividend paying stock video that I've mentioned briefly in this video. Some other videos that hopefully help you guys on your investing journey. I appreciate you making it this far and watching this video, and until next time, guys, take care.